Good afternoon. As India's presidency of the UN Security Council for the month of August draws to a close, I wish to take this opportunity to thank all of our friends and partners, members of the UN Security Council, and the larger UN membership for the support and cooperation extended to us. A special word that I would put in for our permanent representative, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurthy, and his very able team for the successful conclusion of our presidency. As you're aware, the month of August has been a very busy month for the Security Council. There are some very key issues that have come up for consideration in the Council. We have had the issues of maritime security, we've had Afghanistan, we've had the Middle East, we have had Myanmar, we've had Syria and Yemen. A very notable initiative that our delegation took was the organization of the first comprehensive consideration of the issue of maritime security at a high-level event chaired by our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. This event was attended by heads of state and government, members of the Council. We also had two events on technology and peacekeeping and counterterrorism, which were chaired by our External Affairs Minister. I was, in particular, very happy to preside over the adoption of today's important resolution on Afghanistan, which has unequivocally conveyed that Afghanistan's territory should not be used to threaten or attack any country, or to shelter, train terrorists, or plan or finance terrorist acts. It underlines terrorist individuals and entities designated by UN Security Council 1267. This is of direct importance to India. The resolution also notes the statement by the Taliban on the 27th of August, and the Security Council does expect them to adhere to their commitments, including regarding the safe, secure, and orderly departure from Afghanistan of Afghans and all foreign nationals. The resolution also recognizes the importance of upholding human rights, especially of Afghan women, children, and minorities, as well as to inclusive negotiated settlement and to humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan. These are some of the key aspects of the resolution which have been highlighted by India. Needless to say, the adoption of the resolution is a strong signal from the Security Council and the international community on its expectations in respect of Afghanistan. You would recall that under our presidency, the Security Council had adopted 3 press statements on Afghanistan, following related developments on the 3rd, the 16th, and the 27th of August. I also wish to take this opportunity to extend condolences on behalf of our delegation and our country to those Afghan nationals and US troops who lost their lives in the terrorist attack in Kabul. Separately, earlier in the day, I was privileged to preside over the Council's deliberations on the Middle East peace process, in particular, the Palestinian issue. We also steered discussions and the adoption of 3 other important mandate extensions of the UN Security Council on Mali sanctions, extension of the mandate for the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, and the adoption of UNSOM, which is the Somalia resolution. With today's meetings, the India's presidency of the Security Council now reaches a successful closure. Each of our initiatives were designed to produce, to the extent possible, consensus-based, substantive, and forward-looking Council outcomes. This is a testimony to the constructive and bridging role that India has attempted to play during its presidency. I would like to thank the United Nations Secretariat, in particular the United Nations Security Council division, directorate, for the support extended to us during our presidency. I thank you.
Mr. Foreign Secretary.
Hi, Amanda from Al Jazeera English. Regarding today's resolution, how confident are you that this resolution will send a signal to the Taliban to make good on the commitments that have been made regarding things such as safe passage of Afghan nationals, foreign nationals, and also how long are you prepared to wait to see that the Taliban makes good on those commitments? And if they don't, what other measures might you consider?
I think it would be useful to take more than one question at a time.
Thank you, Mr. Shingla. Yoshita Singh with Press Trust of India. Given the security situation now in Afghanistan after the ISIL-K attack on the airport and the counter-strikes now with the US, as a regional country, how does India view the security situation? And also, the senior Taliban leader, Sher Mohammad Abbas, has said that it wants, the group wants very important, India is very important for the subcontinent, and that the group wants to continue Afghanistan's cultural, political, and economic trade with India. How does India view these statements? Thank you.
Thank you, Valeria Robecco from ANSA News West Service. So today's resolution is aiming to be a step in showing the a united international community, but you got two abstentions. So what does it mean to have Russia and China abstention on this resolution? Thank you so much.
Well, let me start by saying that as a neighbor of Afghanistan, a country with whom we have a historical connect, today's resolution, as well as the Council's engagement over the month of August on Afghanistan, has been very, very important. I've already mentioned to you about the number of outcomes on Afghanistan that the Council has produced over the last month, and I think all of these are very, very significant outcomes. India's endeavor over the last 20 years has been to provide development assistance to the people of Afghanistan. Over the last 2 decades, we have extended over $3 billion of assistance to Afghanistan in infrastructure development, capacity building, education, agriculture, areas that are important for the people of Afghanistan. Today's UN Security Council resolution, therefore, is a very important and timely pronouncement, coming as it does under India's presidency of the UN Security Council. As I said, I want to highlight the fact that the resolution makes it very clear that Afghan territory should not be used to threaten or attack any other country. In particular, the importance, and also underlines the importance of combating terrorism. It also refers to those individuals and entities that have been designated under Security Council Resolution 1267. And in that context, I may mention that the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the LET and the JEM, are UN Security Council proscribed entities, terror entities that need to be called out and condemned in the strongest possible terms. So I think from that point of view, it has been quite unequivocal in the Council, and I think that also reflects the views of Council members as we understand it from the discussions. Today's resolution also highlights the importance of upholding human rights, in particular in the case of women, children, and minorities. India has always provided a very strong support to minority communities in Afghanistan, in particular the Sikh and Hindu minority communities. And it is an important part of our effort to try and bring those Afghan nationals, including minorities who want to leave Afghanistan, and evacuate them. And I think the resolution, in that sense, has indicated a need for developing a safe zone for the passage of travelers in and out of Kabul airport, which is indeed a very positive development. So all in all, I would say that the resolution highlights the will of the Council to take necessary steps that are very important for the international community in its engagement with Afghanistan. And as far as we are concerned, we are extremely happy, as I said, as a neighbor of Afghanistan, to be part of this important process of continued engagement on this very, very important issue. I thank you for your time and your support. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you've just heard, the Security Council has just adopted Resolution 2593, which sets out the Council's clear expectation that any Afghans or foreign